Aho, brothers of the axe. It's Joe. I'm out on the bench tonight and out in the shop, and it is officially freezing cold out here in eastern Pennsylvania. It went from, you know, a nice balmy 55, 60 degrees to it was like 30, 37 or something degrees today, man. Just freezing cold. So I'm out here freezing my butt off in the shop. And we're working on a handle today. This video is probably not going to be released for quite some time. This is brother Kevin from Bitten Bark's birthday build that we're doing here. So I've got a little custom pattern here, some ash with some Zebrawood glue up laminate palm swells on it. We did a birthday build for the Duke of Normandy, and I just needed to get that out super quickly. So I did not film much of it, but I'm going to splice in some footage of the build that I took once I completed it. But yeah, I'll take you guys through the process of you know, carving this one down. But the glue up has been curing for probably about 48 hours at this point. So I'm just looking to remove the clamps and see how we did. As you can see, it's quite the mess of clamps on this blank right now. So just get these all off here. So yeah, we've got the Zebrawood scales courtesy of Mike, Machinist Mike the Tinkerer. If anybody is interested in exotic wedges or maybe exotic material for laminates, handle laminates, give Mike a call or text. So hopefully, oh yeah, wow, sweet. Usually when I do a glue up, I don't do a very good job of cleaning up all the squeeze out, and I wind up having glue all over the freaking place, and it sticks my clamps and everything to it. So let's see how we did though. Yeah, just got a couple little glue marks here. No major indentations or anything like that in the wood. And like I said, I did a pretty decent job of cleaning the squeeze out. So one thing that I did on this one that I a lot of times will forget to do is I wound up tracing the continuation of the handle here so that when I take this on the bandsaw, I'm not cutting into my handle. So I'm not going to say that I did that on the last go around, but I did that on the last go around. So, all right, well, I'm going to get this sucker trimmed up and we'll get to working it down. All right, guys, so it's the next night, and unfortunately, I got a good amount of, well, a decent amount of work done on this handle, and my phone decided it wanted to update in the middle of recording, so I wound up losing all the footage up until this point. So, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We've seen this more than enough times on the channel, the carving of handle, so I've detailed this process in length a number of times. Anybody that cares to go back and search for it, I did the handle carving on the man knot clipper with laminated palm swells from beginning to end, and you didn't miss much here. Just the initial sort of knocking the corners off here. So I believe some of the things that I was talking about in the lost footage here were the fact that what is this handle for? So this handle is for a birthday axe for Kevin from Bitten Bark. Obviously, I'm doing the handle. Nate from Iron Ox Axe and Tool provided nope, pardon me, that was Mike Normandy's build. Mike Normandy provided the head, which is a Kelly wood slasher jersey pattern. And the reason why we chose that specific head, well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, Kevin has been making an effort to pare down his collection because he's trying to save up some money for his own little axe shack. He wants to get himself a shed so that he can have a space of his own to work. So he's kind of selling off all of his builds to fund that. And one of the things that he had to sell, well, he didn't have to, but one of the things he wound up selling was his one and only jersey pattern, which was a really nice Falls City. So we're going to try to see if we can't replace that for him. And the reason why we chose a wood slasher, of all things, is because, number one, Kevin's a Kelly guy, so, you know, it's got to be a Kelly. And number two, a wood slasher is going to be on mark, on stamped. And one of the things that we're planning on doing with this build is Ryan from Lionhead Restorations has a laser engraving machine, and he's going to try to see about laser engraving Kevin's Bitten Bark logo onto the head form. So hopefully that'll be cool, and hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn here and it didn't wind up happening for whatever reason, but that is the game plan. So, and I can't remember if I said it or not initially, but this handle that I'm working on here is sort of a hybrid between an old, what I believe to be Tatum handle, and the 28 EC from Whiskey River. It's sort of an amalgamation of those two handles, because we were all talking about it, and I was going to redo the raffle axe handle, which some of you guys might have seen. I know Kevin really liked the way that one looked and said that he wished he'd gotten a chance to swing it. But one of the things that we were talking about was we had noticed that Kevin's preference has kind of shifted from the real curvy sort of handles to more of a straighter, you know, sort of New England style handle, which is kind of fitting because he's from New England. So yeah, kind of did a amalgamation, if you will, sort of the NEC, sort of a little bit of a Tatum-esque handle. And once again, I don't know if I mentioned it already or not, but the palm swells were graciously provided by machinist Mike the Tinkerer, Mike Sawicki. These awesome Zebrawood scales here. And I did a short a while back with Mike's contact information. If you can't find it for whatever reason, just give me a shout, either here or on Instagram, and I'll get you set up with Mike. But really, really nice wedges, really nice Zebrawood and Canary and what is it, Cocobolo and Black Walnut. What else? I think he was telling me he's got some spalted maple, bloodwood. He gave me a list of 15 or 20 different species that he's got currently. and he has the ability to get a lot more stuff because he's lucky enough to live right down the street from and has made friends with a gentleman that runs a wholesale lumber outlet. So good for him. He's kind of got really he lucked out there. I wish I had that by me. I think I might have been saying in the other video, this specific piece of ash here I've had since like 2016, 2017, and I bought it from a mill in Lawrence, New Jersey, Lawrence Township, New Jersey, called Willard's. Nice people, nice stock, great stock of slabs and everything like that, but it's a retail outlet. It's not inexpensive by any means. So I've been kind of holding on to this pretty nice piece of ash here for some time, looking for the right project. So yeah, this is getting finished off with a nice wood slasher jersey. So Kevin can add a jersey back into his collection. Now guys, I'm on my third iteration here of microphone setups. So let me know what you guys think about the sound quality in this video. Initially, I was pretty happy with my first set of microphones. The sound quality was okay, but I wound up starting to get some sort of, technical difficulties with them. One of them stopped charging, and the other one decided that it wanted to give me issues pairing. So I wound up actually returning them to Amazon months and months after I bought them. Ooh, wet my whistle here. Get some of this friggin' sawdust out of my lungs. So yeah, I wound up getting a refund on them through Amazon, and I tried out another pair that for whatever reason didn't work out for me. They the app that goes on your phone that lets you adjust the gain, for whatever reason, didn't want to play nice with my phone, and the way that they were set up stock out of the box, I guess I'm just too freaking loud, and I do shit that's too loud, so I was getting a lot of clipping, a lot of popping, things like that, and just want to give nice audio for you guys. So, like I say, I'm on my third iteration now. Hopefully this will be the last iteration. Spent a couple bucks on these, spent a little bit more money, and hopefully these do the trick. So let me know, guys, if you guys like the sound quality. Sound off in the comments. And as always, I'm not measuring anything, not using any micrometers or gauges or anything like that. Just going by feel. Just going by eye. I really got to make sure that this one is top notch too, because Ryan from Lionhead Restoration is doing final assembly on this thing. And I don't know if you guys saw the last handle he did with the multiple species of laminations and the beautiful burl and P10 bolstered handle that he did on his Plum National. So I got to make sure this is halfway decent looking, lest I embarrass myself in front of Ryan. And more importantly, Brother Remy, his faithful schnauzer. Oh, as if on command, there's my little idiot. Come here. Come here. Maggie, come here. Up. Up. There you go. Who's your good? What are you doing? What are you looking for? Your ball is not in here. She's looking for her tennis ball, and she doesn't know, but I threw that away yesterday. This dog can chew through a tennis ball in literally 30 seconds. I have never seen a chewer like this dog. So for my process, guys, it's very important for me anyways to just keep on periodically stopping and just checking the thickness by hand. And what I think I want to do is just kind of decrease the width top to bottom. I'm liking the thinness of the handle, but I think I've got to just kind of take off some stock on the front and on the back of the handle as well. You know, you make friends with people and you chat with them so often that you start to learn their preferences on things. And I know a couple things about Kevin's preferences for axe handles that have, you know, recently changed. I know he's been liking handles to be a little bit thicker lately. And I know that for a guy his size, he's got pretty big mitts. So I want to keep this on the slightly thicker side. I don't want to make it too thin. But at the same time, I think it's still just a little bit wide. But I'm pretty sure he might wear a size large glove, as do I. So I'm thinking if it fits my hand pretty well, it should fit his hand. But yeah, like I was saying, it's funny, you know, you get to talk to people so often that you start to know their preferences on things. So, you know, like I said, for instance, we know that we were all talking about how his preferences have changed from, you know, liking the real French curve, you know, sort of real sexy looking handles to the more practical sort of straight New England style, lumberman style handles. You know, and if you know Bit and Bark at all, you know his favorite handle is the Liam Hoffman 28 straight. So it would have been an obvious hit if I had just made a 1-to-1 take on a 28 straight. But you know, you could just go to the store and buy it. Well, I mean, I guess you can't go to the store, but you can go online and buy a 28 straight, and it'll probably be a nicer feeling than anything I'm going to make in my shop here. So, you know, I wanted to do something a little different, a little something that you can't just go and pick up online. And hopefully he's going to like it. I'll tell you, one trick that I've been doing a lot lately with the Shinto rasp is instead of going flat on the wood, I've been using the edge. And, you know, anybody that's used a Shinto before knows that it's just a bunch of saw blades that are all sort of riveted together. So I've been kind of taking the edge and sort of doing cut strokes like that to work radiuses, and it seems to work really well for me. But you know, I've been using a Shinto about 2 years now. I think I've been kind of messing around with Shintos, and I've said time and time again, I know on this channel, that they are an indispensable tool in my opinion, at least for the way that I carve a handle. I really enjoy working with a Shinto rasp. It's by far my most used rasp. The 4-in-hand is definitely a second, but a distant second. It's just such a versatile tool. Definitely need some work here on the undercut for sure, but overall I think we're doing really well here. You can tell that I really need to work this undercut. I still see dried glue, so that means that that's all still untouched wood. I'll tell you what, guys. You carve on a handle long enough and you get what I like to call rasp thumb. I don't know if you could see that, but your thumb just gets totally chewed up. The inside of my thumb, my knuckle here from just kind of smacking against the wood. Tell you what, this hobby is not easy on the hands, whether it's swinging them or carving handles or man, I came out here at 9 o'clock, it's 10:30. I don't know how these guys that make these custom handles are working for a decent wage. Because I've seen what some of these guys charge for their handles, and while it may seem excessive from an outsider's perspective, anybody that's put the time into carving a haft knows there is a lot of work and a lot of refinement that you need to put into these things. Like, case in point, here we go. Where do we got it? Case in point, this Space Cadet Axe Works handle here, made by Kyle Brown. This thing is just a work of art, and I can't imagine how much time he's got into this handle. And I know this was purchased for, I'm gonna say under $100. Matter of fact, I feel like it was well under $100, maybe 85, something like that. Like, at that price, I don't know what he's paying himself per hour. Now, clearly, he is probably a lot more efficient at carving handles than I am. You know, he's probably carving 4 or 6 handles a week, whereas I'm carving, you know, 1, maybe 2 a month if I'm feeling frisky. So clearly the guy has a lot more experience. Can bang through a handle a lot quicker than I can. All right, guys, so it is the next night. So this is night 3 of working on this handle for a little bit every night. And we're basically done. I've been messing around here, just rasping and spoke shaving. Just trying to refine as much as possible. And I'm going to show this. This is actually something that I started doing recently. I picked up a while back a Stanley number 80 card scraper, and or cabinet scraper rather, and I didn't really think I had much use for it, and I probably don't have much use for the chassis there. But I was talking to Ed from Redbeard Knife and Tool, who is like the king of the 2x72 belt sander. And somebody was giving him a bunch of shit for not using traditional tools, and we were laughing about that. And I had said, you know, do you ever use any traditional tools? And he said the only traditional tool he really uses is a card scraper. I said, that's interesting. And I went and I took the card scraper out of my little Stanley 80 and started using it. And man, I gotta tell you, it's a really, really useful tool. It's been sitting on my bench now for the better part of 3 or 4 months. And I've not used it up until the last 2 handles that I did, and it's a great way to finish off a handle. Or at least, I guess I should say, instead of going through the progression of 60 grit, 80 grit, 100, 120, that kind of thing, you can kind of card scrape and get a nice smooth finish. And then if you want to refine it from there, you can. But yeah, it's basically like free sandpaper, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I've been really enjoying the card scraper a lot. So shout out to Ed. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's more of a finishing tool than a stock removal tool for sure, but if you use it as it's intended, it works really well. And just like most woodworking tools too, if you use a little finesse, you know, a lot of pressure at like a 90-degree angle, you could take off a pretty good amount of wood there. But low angle, low pressure is, you know, the equivalent of maybe 400 grit sandpaper, something like that kind of finish. So I kind of go at it a little heavier to get some of the tooling marks out, and then take another pass at a lower angle, lower pressure. Probably the last 3 handles, every one of them I said, this is the best handle I've done yet. And I'm probably saying that with this one too. I think up until this point, this might be the best handle I've done yet. So, and then I guess that's sort of the idea, and hopefully next handle I could say the same thing. So I guess that should not be a surprise, right? That I'm getting better with every one I'm doing. Almost drank 1 or 2 day old coffee. You can tell how many days I've been out here working by counting the number of coffee cups I left out here. And this is just some 220 grit. All right, guys, so got the handle chucked up here in the old vise, and just gonna take a cloth here and just get all the dust, sawdust off. So you don't need anything crazy. You could use, you know, Folgers, Maxwell House, Starbucks, whatever you got is totally fine. And this is actually literally just the used coffee grounds that were left over from the last time I did this. And they were used coffee grounds when I did it the first time. So pretty much what I did was just wet the handle down a little bit, and then just sprinkled some coffee grinds on, and kind of just sort of evenly disperse them across the handle. And you could just see how it pops. It really doesn't stain the handle so much as the rays of the grain. So it kind of really just highlights the grain more than it stains the wood so much. But man, just a little bit of coffee and credit to this goes to Machinist Mike, the Tinkerer on YouTube. I'm sure he probably didn't come up with this, but he's the one that made me aware of this method. So thanks again, Mike. This is a really, really cool, very subtle way to make the handle pop. I've never really been partial to, like, you know, min wax, things like that, stains on axe handles. Just my preference, not saying it's wrong. It's just not something that I'm super into. But, whew. And even though Ryan's gonna chew away most of this probably all of this, when he fits the head on the tongue up here, we might as well send it down to Ryan looking totally uniform. This ash, though, really soaks the coffee in nicely. The Zebrawood, it doesn't have a crazy effect really on the Zebrawood so much, but I'm assuming that's just because the rays of the grain are so pronounced on that anyways. You really wouldn't see, you know, much difference. That's just such a beautiful wood. It doesn't need help, frankly. But yeah, man, really happy with the way this one turned out, guys. Couldn't be happier with this one. Kevin, enjoy. Happy birthday. Also, happy birthday to the Duke of Normandy, Mike Normandy. I featured the photo of his completed handle in the beginning of this video, but his birthday will have well passed by now. So, and he was turning 40 too. So shout out to Mike for joining the Big 4-0 Club. I turned 40 April of 2025. So. Really digging this, guys. Like it a lot. Like it a lot. I'll tell you what, I really enjoy making these handles for my buddies. The only downside is, you know, you kind of fall in love with every build. And you start to look at, like, for example, I was showing the guys some pictures the other night. This is a 3.5 pound Rocky. And I was like, man, this thing would look good on my Rocky here. But no, it's got to go to Kevin. So All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Another installment here. Sorry about this idiot dog barking through half the freaking video, guys. But thanks for tuning in. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Kevin, you better keep this thing waxed. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.